Quick one today. I'm looking at a commercial listing in Rotorua, 1251 Fenton Street. On the surface, it looks pretty solid. Fully tenanted, 3 tenants, a stated net income of $224,776 per year plus GST, and a headline Seismic number of 75% NBS. Sounds safe, right? But here's the truth. In commercial property, a deal can look secure online and still be a problem investment once you open the documents. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the top 5 red flags, not hype, not fear mongering, just the stuff that quietly kills cash flow and bankability if you ignore it. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, this is a learning channel. I'm analyzing what's publicly available, and anything I infer, I'll say it's an inference. The first one, long lease terms can be marketing fluff, and that's dangerous. The listing says fully tenanted and mentions long lease terms. Cool, but they don't actually tell you the lease expiry dates, the break clauses, or the rent review structure. And in commercial, that's everything. Because a lease can be long on paper, but still have a clause that says the tenant can walk in 12 months, or it can have renewals that aren't guaranteed, or weak rent reviews that don't keep up with inflation. So if you're buying for stable cash flow, the first question isn't what's the rent, it's how certain is that rent over the next 3 to 5 years. What I would ask the agent for immediately, a one-page lease summary, tenant names, start dates, expiry dates, break options, renewals, and rent review dates or types. And then actual lease copies, not just a summary. A walkaway trigger, if any major tenant can leave early or the leases are shorter than the ad implies, this secure deal becomes a vacancy risk. Number 2, net rent might not be net in your pocket. The ad states net rental income is $224,776 per annum plus GST. That sounds tidy, but here's the problem. The net only means something if you can verify what outgoings are truly recoverable. Because if the landlord is paying big costs that aren't recovered, insurance, repairs, compliance, HVAC, fire services, your real net can shrink fast. Even a small mismatch matters. If, say, only 10% of that net numbers turns out to be landlord paid costs, that's about $22,000 per year quietly disappearing. And that's before you even think about capital expenditure surprises. So what I want to see, the OPEX budget, the outgoings recovery schedule, and ideally last year actuals, not just estimates. A walkaway trigger is if the leases have capital expenditures or exclusions on outgoings recovery, or it's partly gross leases, then that headline net income is not what you're buying. Number 3, tenant quality risk. The category sounds fine, but the names matter. The listing says the tenants are in media, education, and dining sectors. That's broad, which is good. But without tenant names, you can't judge the covenant strength. And covenant strength is basically how likely are they to keep paying during a tough year. Here's a simple way to think about it. With 3 tenants, you don't have a huge diversified pool. If one leaves, that vacancy hole could be meaningful. If we did a rough split, just rough, 224,776 divided by 3 is about 74,900 per tenant equivalent per year. Now, it won't be evenly split in real life, but it shows the point. One vacancy can hurt. So I'm not just asking what industry are they in, I'm asking who are they? Have they paid on time? Any arrears? Any rent relief? Any incentives like rent-free or landlord fed-up contributions? Walkaway trigger If any tenant is behind on rent or propped up by incentives, that fully tenanted headline can be fragile. Number 4. Seismic headline looks good, but insurance can still be painful. They say there's a detailed seismic assessment confirming 75% NBS. That's a strong number in New Zealand terms, and it definitely helps. But here's what people miss: the seismic percentage isn't the full story. Banks and insurers care about how recent the report is, the scope and assumptions, whether the report recommends further investigation, and sometimes non-structural issues that can still cause damage or claims. So even with 75% NBS, you can still get insurance quotes with nasty excesses, exclusions, or requirements for upgrades. That's not guaranteed, but it's possible. So I would request the full DSA, or Detailed Seismic Assessment Report, any recommended works, and the current insurance schedule, premium, excesses, exclusions, and claims history. Walkaway trigger: if the DSA is old, conditional, or suggests expensive works, your financing and insurance path gets messy. Number 5. The biggest quiet red flag: online numbers don't match across sources. This is one that makes me slow right down. On the listing, you see $224,776 net and around 1,550 square meters floor area. But the other marketing for the same address shows different rent and different area numbers. When you see that, it doesn't automatically mean it's a bad deal, but it does mean one thing: the truth is not clean yet. And unclear truth is a risk. It could be different measurement standards. It could be old data floating around. It could be changed leases. But until it's reconciled with a current rent schedule and signed leases, you don't underwrite it. Walkaway trigger: if the agent can't reconcile the numbers quickly and clearly, that's a sign the deal could be more complicated than advertised. So yeah, this property might still be a good buy, but if you're conservative like me, the deal is only as strong as the documents. Here's my simple checklist before I get excited. Number 1, lease expiries plus break clauses. Number 2, true net income backed by OPEX and recovery schedules. Number 3, tenant names, arrears and incentives. Number 4, full DSA and insurance terms. Number 5, reconcile all numbers across all marketing to one current rent schedule. As always, I'll see you in the next one.